All of us got into this job to save lives, to fight fires. But a large part of this job that we do, and especially in our department, we call them civil assists. Person's falling, can't get up, and they need our help. Now, most guys hate that that's a part of their job, but they have to realize that it is a part of their job. And in some departments, it's a big part of their job. In our department, at my station that I'm at now, sometimes you run 3 or 4 civil assists after midnight. And that could take a toll on you mentally and physically. But you have to look at it that these people, these elderly people, who are on the ground, so they're at one of the most desperate times of their lives. That feeling of hopelessness, helplessness, that they can't even help themselves now. And who else are they going to call? Who else is going to help them? Their neighbors aren't going to help them. The police aren't going to help them. Who else are they going to call but the fire department to do the simple act of picking them up and placing them back in bed or back in their chair? And how grateful they are when we help them and put them back. Now, I know it's frustrating at times to keep getting these calls. And we do other things besides picking them up off the ground. Sometimes we have to carry them up the stairs when the elevator's out. We get calls because their oxygen machine isn't working, and now they're panicking. Their company, the O2 company, is not going to come out for a couple hours. So who else are you going to call? They're going to call the fire department. We had a call the other night. Elderly gentleman couldn't get his phones to operate, so his life alarm wouldn't work. So this man's 93 years old. He said his son was there earlier in the day and got frustrated and just left. So again, who else is he going to call? Who else is going to help this man? We're in a society now where, you can't count on your neighbors and you can't count on your family. So who do civilians know that they can count on and know that they can trust to let into their homes? It's the fire department. So we came into his house and said, "Sir, we're not the phone company. We'll take a look at it and see if we can help you out." And he said to us, "Sir, who else am I going to call?" I didn't know who else to call, but I know the fire department was going to come and help me. So of course we came. We saw the problem. We fixed his phones. We fixed all the phones in his house. And we fixed his alarm system. The call comes in and you're like, why are we getting called for this? But, we help people when they're sick. And we take them to the hospital and they get cured. We help when there's a fire in their house, we put the fire out. But these civil assists, you have to look at it as this is the most desperate time for these people. They've lost all. They can't help themselves anymore. there comes at a point in their life where they can't even help themselves if they fall to the floor. They can't even help themselves to get out of a chair. Their aides won't help them. Their family won't help them. Their neighbors don't help them. So who else do they have but the fire service? So you have to look at it as we are a lifeline for these people, for the civilians who we serve. And we have to look at them not as civilians, but as family members. What about if this was your mother, or your grandfather, or your grandmother, who's on the ground? You know, and you're at work, or you're, in another state. You want to know that the fire department that's serving your family will treat them the same way, treat them as family. So, the next time a civil service, a civil assist call comes in, don't look at it as a pain in that call, or they're constantly calling us, but look at it as you're helping, saving their lives. If it wasn't for us, these people would have no way to get off the floor, would have no way to get help. You're doing a service to these people that is as much as part of his life as anything else, and we're saving their lives by helping them off the floor, by helping them to get back to the normalcy of their lives. So look at the civil assist as an honorable call, just as a medical call, just as a fire call. You're there to give another human being who's at one of the most desperate times of their lives, you're giving them a hand, giving them a help up. And there's no greater reward than that, to help another human being. For we really do have the greatest job in the world.